Gabby and the Great Return. Gabby the goose was known in her meadow as a curious and determined bird. She loved adventures and tackling big challenges. One sunny morning, Gabby received a letter from her Aunt Gloria, who lived far across the ocean. "Come visit me soon," the letter read. Gabby was thrilled. She had always dreamed of visiting Aunt Gloria's cozy seaside cottage. "This is going to be my greatest adventure," Gabby said, flapping her wings with excitement. Gabby spent all night preparing for her journey. She packed snacks, a map, and a batch of cookies she had baked for her aunt. The next morning, as the sun rose, Gabby took off into the sky. The ocean sparkled below, and Gabby felt unstoppable. But halfway across the ocean, as she glided through a cluster of fluffy clouds, a sudden thought struck her. Her eyes went wide. "Oh no," Gabby gasped. "I forgot to turn off the oven." Gabby flapped her wings in panic. She couldn't leave the oven on. What if it started a fire? With a sigh, she turned around and began the long flight back home. "I can't leave something so important undone," Gabby thought. By the time Gabby reached her cozy little house, she was exhausted. She rushed inside and found the oven still on, with the cookies slightly crisped around the edges. "Phew," Gabby said, switching it off. She tasted one cookie and smiled. "Not bad." After resting and repacking, Gabby took off again the next morning, even more determined than before. This time, Gabby soared higher and faster. She was more confident, having already flown part of the way once. The ocean didn't seem as endless, and she felt proud of herself for not giving up after the first setback. But as Gabby flew through the bright sky, something tugged at her mind. She squinted, trying to remember if she had done everything before leaving. Suddenly it hit her. "The bath!" she cried. "I forgot to turn off the water in the bath." Gabby groaned. She imagined water overflowing, soaking her cozy nest and flooding the kitchen. "I can't leave it like that," she thought. "What if it causes a big mess or damages my home?" With a heavy heart but unwavering determination, Gabby turned back once again. "This is so frustrating," she muttered to herself, "but I have to make things right." When Gabby reached her house for the second time, she found water spilling out of the bath and onto the floor. "Oh dear," she said, rushing to turn off the tap. She cleaned up the mess, feeling relieved that she had caught it in time. Gabby sat down and sighed. "2 mistakes in a row," she said aloud. "Maybe I'm not cut out for this big journey." But as Gabby looked around her tidy home, she thought about how much she wanted to see Aunt Gloria. "No," she said firmly, "I'm not giving up. I'll try again, and this time I'll double-check everything before I leave." The next morning, Gabby went through her house carefully. She turned off the oven, checked the bath, and even unplugged the iron just in case. She packed her snacks, her map, and the cookies. "This time I'm ready," she said. As Gabby stepped outside and stretched her wings, a sudden thought stopped her in her tracks. "My passport!" she cried, realizing she had left it sitting on the kitchen table. With a sigh of relief that she had remembered in time, Gabby hurried back inside to grab it. "I'm glad I caught that before I took off," she said to herself with a chuckle. With her passport safely tucked away, Gabby finally felt ready to go. Gabby took off into the sky with a light heart. She enjoyed the view of dolphins leaping in the waves and the occasional sea turtle paddling below. When she reached the point where she had turned back before, Gabby felt a surge of pride. "I did it," she said to herself. "Nothing's stopping me now." After what felt like forever, Gabby spotted the shore where Aunt Gloria lived. She flapped her wings excitedly, speeding toward her aunt's little cottage. Aunt Gloria was waiting outside, waving with a big smile. "Gabby, you made it," Aunt Gloria said, wrapping her wings around Gabby in a warm hug. Gabby smiled, but as she reached into her travel bag, her heart sank. The cookies she had baked were gone. They must have fallen out during her many takeoffs and landings. "Oh no, Aunt Gloria, I lost the cookies I made for you," Gabby said, feeling upset. Aunt Gloria chuckled and shook her head. "Gabby, I don't need cookies to be happy. The most important thing is that you're here. Besides," she added with a wink, "I baked some cookies of my own just in case." The two geese spent the rest of the day talking, laughing, and enjoying Aunt Gloria's cookies. Gabby realized that while the journey had been challenging, being with her aunt made everything worthwhile.